Guys, it's official. Cedar Fair and Six Flags have merged. Now, I can't say I didn't expect this. However, we need to talk about some things. What's going to happen with Cedar Point? What's going to happen with Kings Island? What's going to happen with Canada's Wonderland? What's going to be happening with these, how do I put it, like, more important or staples of the Cedar Fair, um, like, lineup? Um, the thing that, like, I think that we're going to be seeing is, like, both of the Intimidators being rethemed to Superman the Ride. And I think that a lot of the Cedar Fair parks are going to get some of those DC things incorporated with them. However, I still think with like Cedar Point, like if any of the rides were to change, I would say they would probably go with Raptor or Gatekeeper. But Gatekeeper's definitely down there since it's like the most important thing in the front of the park. But we also need to look at what are the what's going to be happening to the Six Flags parks. Are we going to be seeing less of the DC there and more of the Six Flags parks just going in general? Like, instead of like, and can we see them changing their names from like Goliath on multiple different coasters to what we are seeing, like, and I think they could definitely retheme all the backlot stunt coasters. I believe there's 3 of them. I think that those would be good rethemes because they're not like important rides in those parks. Yes, they do have some history with Paramount. However, this is crazy news to me. Like I said, I can't say I wasn't expecting this to happen eventually, but I think that this is going to bring up some problems with because Cedar Fair and Six Flags have had some arguments in the past, and I think that it could be a rough start. But once they get to know each other, I think it'll go good. And I'm just like, I think that it's going to be difficult for like me, I guess, too, because like, my home park is Kings Island to Cedar Fair Park, and like I'm like I don't want to see some of the staple attractions like the Beast or Orion or especially Diamondback like getting rethemed. I couldn't see them doing that. Like if I saw them retheming anything, like I said, it'd be Backlot Stunt Coaster, the Bat, or Mystic Timbers, which Mystic Timbers has a good theme. I mean, it has a themed brake run. Yes, it's not great theming. However, I mean, it's better than just sitting there. But that's for another video. Because I know a lot of people are going to be mad by that. But, back to Cedar Fair and Six Flags. This is, like I said, just crazy. But what are we going to see with passes? Like, what are we going to see? Like, are we going to be able to go to the past Six Flags parks too? I think that, like, if we're going to be using the park passport, I believe that it's going to be more expensive. Now, there's, I believe, 42 parks combined now, and one more at Kings Island. I think this is what they're going to do. I think in Vertigo is going to be changed to Wonder Woman at that original color scheme where it was called Face Off. Um, but this is like I don't know if it was the right decision for Six Flags. Like honestly, I felt like they were in their own stages and like they were going good. Like yes, I was seeing this coming, but not at this moment. I mean, Six Flags is getting a bunch of new coasters in 2024, and it's just I don't know. And like I don't want to see the Cedar Fair parks turning into like having like Batman the ride and like Superman the ride or Ride of Steel. You know, like I think that Six Flags was more like up their own alley and was making the coasters that were working for them and keeping those certain names, like Goliath, Batman the Ride, Ride of Steel, stuff like that. And I think what people liked a lot about Cedar Fair is they were really original. They don't like use names a lot. Like Backlot Stunt Coaster is the same. Flight of Fear is the same, but they're exact clones, and that makes sense. But like it's like that with Six Flags, but they took it to a whole new level of like we're naming 30% of our coasters this, right? So I think that Six Flags and Cedar Fair need to work together and work that out. And maybe, um, I would say 3 coasters at max should have the same name. Now, that's just my opinion, but I think that 6 coasters named Goliath is a little much. And, I mean, who knows how many Batman the Rides are? Like, I'm assuming there's like 4 or 5, but, like, I don't really do research on that. But, like, and also, what I want to look at is like, what are we doing in Mexico for Six Flags Mexico? Like, um, and then the big one is Six Flags Qiddiya. Like, we're looking at Falcon's Flight, a 600-foot roller coaster that's gonna blow out King Ka. What is Cedar Fair gonna do? Like, we need Cedar Fair needs to get in there and give them some help with Qiddiya, or else like, because I feel like they're focusing on Falcon's Flight a lot and not focusing on like the rest of the park. But I think now with this merger that's going on, I think that Cedar Fair can go in and help them with that, and I think that we could see a lot more B&Ms coming to Six Flags parks, um, as I said. But what we also need to look at is, are we going to be able, like, are we going to be changing, like, over Texas to, like, Cedar Fair Entertainment Company or like something like that? Are we going to see them staying at Six Flags, or could we see like Six Flags Cedar Point, or um um shout out to a YouTube channel here, Cedar Flags. I think that that is coming to a reality. I think that's pretty funny, but what I think that I'm just talking too much, but I also think that we could see them parting ways uh, within 5 years. Because I'm going to be really honest, I don't think either company was ready for this. I know some people think that this took way too long, but I think they just did it because I think the CEO of Six Flags, they knew that they needed help, right? Excuse me. I think that we could see uh, like Six Flags going out of their comfort zone a little bit in their own original parks and building like more Cedar Fair style coasters, right? I mean, like, you don't see many like B&M Hypers or B&M Gigas at Six Flags parks, but I mean that's right up Cedar Fair's alley. So I think what we are going to see is more of Six Flags type roller coasters coming to Cedar Fair parks and then the other way around. But what we don't want to do is change like iconic parks like Cedar Point to Six Flags is Cedar Point, right? So I think that they are going to keep these are the parks that I think they're going to keep. Canada's Wonderland, Kings Island, Dorney Park, Cedar Point, Worlds of Fun, but most of all, shout out to Michigan's Adventure. We really need Six Flags to come in and do something for Michigan's Adventure because we know that Cedar Fair is not doing anything for them. And I think that we could see maybe in RMC Shivering Timbers, which is a hot take because I know Shivering Timbers is one of the best roller coasters, wooden roller coasters, I guess. But I think that with this merger, there's definitely pros and cons. Like, what are we gonna like? What I'm most worried about, of course, is my home park, Kings Island. Right? What are we gonna see going on there? Could we see Diamondback being rethemed to Batman the or not Batman the Ride? That'd be hilarious. However, Superman the Ride or Ride of Steel, because it's already red, and I don't think the GP would really know the difference, but like Cedar Fair parks are like iconic, and we don't honestly like. I don't think this is the right time because Cedar Fair parks are so iconic that like Kings Island. Like I bet like if you go to like a GP that lives in Ohio, they could probably name every roller coaster at Kings Island. It's just because it's that iconic of a park. And what I think most enthusiasts are worried about in general is Ohio because like two like almost perfect lineups, and I think a lot of people are just worried about Cedar Point. I'm just worried about Kings Island, of course, because it's my home park, but I just can't believe that like like if I was Cedar Fair, I wouldn't take the merge because like I wouldn't want like so many of the Batman the rides or Superman the rides. Like I said, Intimidator and Intimidator 305. I really think that they could be renamed Ride of Steel, especially I-305. Excuse me. But I think what we won't see, mainly coasters in Ohio. I don't think we'll see the Beast rethemed. I don't think we'll see Orion rethemed. I don't think we'll see Magnum get rethemed. Not Millennium Force. Not Maverick. Like I said, Raptor, maybe Iron Dragon. Or what I hope would happen is we get a retracking and a retheme of Rougarou because when I went to Cedar Fair over the summer, I mean that thing's getting rough. Now I've never ridden a stand-up coaster, but I could probably tell you that the stand-up version would probably be better. Now, to wrap this thing up, I'm not happy about this, I will say, but I think that might just because my home park is a Cedar Fair park, but I really do think Six Flags could use the help, because they need to get the type of roller coasters that Cedar Fair has while also keeping, like I could see like some parks like with their new additions be theming those. Like I think that Kings Island in the near future we could take out Congo Falls as well as in Vertigo. Like I said, Wonder Woman will probably be in Vertigo and it'll go back to its old color scheme. When it was called Face Off. But I think we could see in Vertigo and Congo leaving and us getting a Wonder Woman single rail T-Rex, or not T-Rex, Raptor there. It'd be cool to have a T-Rex there, not gonna lie. But I think that this could really go well, or it could go, it could completely flop also. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening to me blabbing about the merger, and I'll see you guys later.